change your heart, change your life, change the planet.
Hey everybody, it's Tim Van Orden finishing up a boot slog behind my house. It is -3 Fahrenheit. Kind of chilly, but not super cold. And it was a rough start to my day, and yet I got out here using gentleness rather than willpower, discipline, or determination. And I'm going to show you how I layered up and created a really gentle start to my run so that willpower was not necessary to get me out the door into the cold on a day where I didn't feel like getting out of bed. So come on inside and I'll show you how I got dressed. I'm going to put on a few more layers than I normally would for this temperature, just so that I'm nice and comfy when I start the run, so that it's a pleasant experience from beginning to end. So I'm starting off with a thin base layer, which is kind of form-fitting. It's a wicking fabric, stretchy, really cozy. And then I take a t-shirt, which is also a stretchy wicking fabric, put this guy over the top, because I want to add an extra layer without adding an extra layer on my arms. Then I put on another, which is not as form-fitting, so that I have room to get my arms into it and have my chest move around easily as I move. Then the next layer that I put on is a size up and is a pretty loose, boxy shirt. So when I get shirts, I think about what layer they may fall into when I'm getting dressed in the winter. So I don't just get shirts that fit me as single layer shirts. I get shirts, some that are boxy, some that are form-fitting. Now for the next layer, I got a shirt that's one size bigger than I would normally wear. This is a large, because I know this is going to be an outer layer. So that way it goes on and doesn't constrain me, doesn't pinch around the sleeves or reduce mobility here in the chest. Now, one more layer. This is an extra large shirt, which can fit over all these other shirts, and again, not bind me up. So I still have really good motion. Nothing is tight anywhere. And then finally, I'm going to put on a windbreaker, which is not insulated, it's not thick, but it's one additional layer, and it's going to block the wind and keep me a little bit warmer. Bring that all the way up. And on the bottom, I've got on 2 pair of tights, a pair of tights that fits, then another pair of tights that's a size up, and then I'm going to wear, on top of that, some wind pants, which have a mesh lining, but they're not really insulated. It's just a standard mesh lining. And 2 pair of socks. A pair of socks that fits, and then a bigger pair of socks, which I'm going to put inside my running shoes, which I'm then going to put inside a pair of overboots. So my running shoes will be actually inside these larger overboots, and my feet will be nice and toasty. In case you weren't counting, I am wearing 7 layers, a jacket, and then 6 shirts in descending order, from extra large all the way down to a small form-fitting bottom layer. And the reason that I'm doing that is that I don't want to have to use willpower to get myself out there and to keep myself moving. I want to be as gentle as possible. This morning is already starting off quite difficult for me, and I don't want to make it more difficult. I don't want to add more stress to my day. Now, I know there's a lot of people out there promoting just do it and harden up and just soak yourself in ice water and all that kind of fun stuff. To me, that doesn't work. If you already have a pretty strong will, you can try that and you may see some great benefits from it. But if you're struggling and you're challenging and you wake up each day into a state of stress and anxiety, you don't want to add more. That's not going to be sustainable. Maybe you'll get out there today. Maybe you'll manage to push yourself through that, but it's not going to be an experience that your brain encodes as pleasurable. Instead, it's going to be something that your brain encodes as scary, dangerous, threatening, something that you have to force yourself to do. So by ensuring that my first steps out the door and then moving are really comfortable, I can take willpower out of the equation. So I can get my run in, be safe, be comfortable, and yes, I'm gonna get sweaty, but so what? I get sweaty every day that I run in the summer, so sweat is not a problem. I don't mind being warm, but I do mind going from a challenged state into an even more challenging state. That requires willpower, which I believe reduces the sustainability of your routine, program, practice, whatever you want to call it. The more willpower you try to use to get yourself engaged, the less likely it is that you'll be able to sustain it over the long haul, especially when day after day after day, you're going to be confronted with challenge, like in the winter. So by making it really, really gentle and really, really easy, you're increasing the likelihood that you'll be able to do it consistently, day after day, regardless of how you feel. Because for me, it's not about feeling tough. It's not about feeling like I conquered myself or conquered the day. That's not my goal. My goal is to move, and that doesn't require willpower. It just requires preparation and a little patience, okay? I hope that helps, and I'll see you out there. Bye. So I'm outside giving myself a moment to adjust to the temperature, and I feel really, really comfortable. In fact, I thought I'd sit back, relax, and enjoy a little bit of sunshine on my face. I want to show you the boots that I'm wearing, the overboots. They're made by a company called Neos, and it's a boot that fits over your running shoes. So it's a really long Velcro strap. They're not insulated in any way. They're just a really thin fabric with a really big, wide sole. So it's easier to go in the snow and ice. You're less likely to trip and fall. It's got a really good, strong cleat. And because they're wider than your shoe, it's better on unstable ground. So what you do is just take your running shoe, pop it inside, and they're waterproof as well. So I wear these in slushy, wet conditions, and my feet stay nice and toasty and dry. And even though they're not insulated, my feet never get cold because there's plenty of air circulating around in there. Air gets trapped and they stay warm. So I've been out using these on days that are 20 below Fahrenheit, and my feet are nice and toasty the whole time. In fact, my layering is so good that I'm filming here without gloves and my hands are fine. In fact, I could probably run for 20 minutes or more without gloves in this weather because of the layers I've got here on top. All right, so here I go. See ya.